Human rights lawyer, Barrister Jefferson Uwaharen has condemned and berated the federal government of Nigeria under the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu for arresting, detaining and remanding to Kuje prison, Barrister Aloy Egbetokun, the lawyer to the detained Biafra Republic agitation leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, after Aloy Egbetokun was seen joining the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest in Abuja on Monday, according to the human rights lawyer, who have remarkable experience in fighting against police extrajudicial killing. One notable exception is that a lawyer enjoys less freedom than others to speak publicly about his or her own cases, but not when it involves solidarity marches and protests for his client. The conducts of lawyers and the limit of their professional duties is the kernel of the alarming accusation by the presidency yesterday against the lawyer of Mr. Nnamdi Kanu and his subsequent arrest by the police for his presence at a scene in Abuja, where protesters were marching peacefully demanding the release of Mr. Kanu. The statement from the presidency and the police action is obviously a culmination of undisguised hostility towards the lawyer for having the temerity to represent a person the government have since prosecuted and convicted in the court of public opinions. Ordinarily, a lawyer's bail application for alleged crime of illegal protest won't be refused. The refusal is concerning and turning a simple matter into a political case of vendetta and persecution. Bayo Onanuga, the special advisor to the president on information and strategy, had on Monday tweeted while the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest was ongoing, that, "I spotted Aloy Egbetokun, one of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, among the small group of protesters mobilized in Abuja by Omiyele Sowore. I wonder what Mr. Egbetokun was thinking when he decided to join this shambolic protest. As a lawyer, he should be aware of the principle of sub judice, particularly in relation to the ongoing treason case before the court. The prosecution has concluded its case, and it is now incumbent upon Mr. Egbetokun and the other lawyers to mount a strong defense for Kanu, rather than focusing on preparing a strong case. Mr. Egbetokun has resorted to extra-legal tactics, joining a career anarchist, to influence the process. Meanwhile, few hours ago, the organizer of the protest and the founder of Sahara Reporters News Media, Omiyele Sowore, stated via his social media accounts that, "We have been informed that plans are allegedly in place at Kuje prison to harm Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother, Fineboy, and Aloy Egbetokun, his special counsel, inside Kuje prison by special orders assigned by the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu." Bayo Onanuga in the tweet demanded a snaction against Barrister Aloy Egbetokun for joining the protest, calling for the release of his client, Nnamdi Kanu. Accordingly, Bayo Onanuga said, "I spotted Aloy Egbetokun, one of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, among the small group of protesters mobilized in Abuja by Omiyele Sowore. I wonder what Mr. Egbetokun was thinking when he decided to join this shambolic protest. As a lawyer, he should be aware of the principle of sub judice, particularly in relation to the ongoing treason case before the court. The prosecution has concluded its case, and it is now incumbent upon Mr. Nigeria Police Force, NPF, under the leadership of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, who is currently in the United States, US, attending the International Association of Chiefs of Police, IACP Annual Conference in Denver, Colorado, USA, alongside other senior police officers, has warned troublemakers to resist the temptation of hijacking the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest slated to hold today across the West Africa country by the organizers and other group of Nigerians to demand the release of the detained Biafra Republic agitation leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Also, the NPF reminded the organizers and the protesters to respect the federal high court order that restricted them from staging the protest in certain areas in Abuja, such areas which included Aso Rock Villa and its environs, the National Assembly Complex, Force Headquarters, the Court of Appeal, Eagle Square and Shehu Shagari Way, while assuring the protesters of protection. The NPF, in a statement issued and made available by the Force spokesperson, Benjamin Hundean, indicated that the Nigeria Police Force reaffirms its unwavering commitment to upholding the rule of law and maintaining public peace in accordance with constitutional provisions. This follows the subsisting order of the Federal High Court, Abuja Division, given on the 17th of October 2025, by Honorable Justice M.G. Umar, in suit number FHC, ABJ, CS, 2202-2025. Federal Republic of Nigeria vs. Omiyele Sowore and 4 others. The order restrains the respondents and any other persons or groups acting under their instruction from staging protests within and around Aso Rock Villa and its environs, the National Assembly Complex, Force Headquarters, the Court of Appeal, Eagle Square and Shehu Shagari Way. In deference to the authority of the court and in line with the constitutional mandate of the police to enforce law and order, the force hereby calls on all groups, whether in support of or opposed to the ongoing agitation for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to adhere strictly to the provisions of the court order. The directive remains binding and enforceable pending further judicial proceedings. The Nigeria Police Force recognizes and respects the rights of citizens to peaceful assembly and expression. However, such rights must be exercised responsibly and within the limits of the law, particularly where public safety, national security, and the rights of other citizens are concerned. The court's intervention is therefore a safeguard, not a suppression, of constitutional freedoms. Accordingly, all intending protesters and counter-protest groups are strongly advised to avoid restricted areas and to refrain from any act capable of provoking confrontation or disturbing public order. The force will ensure the free flow of traffic, protection of lives and property, and security of all law-abiding citizens. Any person or group that uses protests as cover to incite violence, carry or use offensive weapons, vandalize public or private property, kidnap, or engage in acts likely to cause loss of life or serious injury will be dealt with decisively. Offenders will be arrested, subjected. Founder of Sahara Reporters News Media and the organizer of the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest, Omiyele Sowore has refuted and debunked the reports circulating in some sections of the media that the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has stopped the upcoming Monday, October 20th mass protest organized to demand the release of the detained Biafra Republic agitation leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, saying, "The media report is false and a calculated attempt to distract members of the public from coming out to join the protest," adding, "Nnamdi Kanu is so sick that the people must come out now to set him free." The sickness as alleged by Omiyele Sowore apparently challenged the medical report issued by the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, who had submitted its panel report before the trial court on Thursday that Nnamdi Kanu is fit to face trial, that the sickness is not life-threatening, but Punch newspaper reporter at the court on Thursday reported that it was the Department of State Services, DSS lawyer, who happened to be one of the parties in the dispute that presented the NMA medical report before the court. We are yet to ascertain the independency, fairness, objectivity, accuracy and transparency of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, in conducting the medical examination. In a statement on Saturday, Omiyele Sowore said, "The Federal High Court in Abuja has not stopped the proposed Free Nnamdi Kanu protest slated for Monday, October 20th, 2025. Contrary to the misleading claims being circulated by police lawyers and sections of the media, no order was granted restraining citizens from exercising their constitutional right to peaceful assembly." Justice Umar of the Federal High Court declined to issue any ex parte order sought by the police to halt the nationwide protest altogether. What exists is a purported court order, obtained in chambers by lawyers of the police, which has not been served on anyone, asking that protesters not protest at Aso Rock Villa, National Assembly, Eagle Square, and a certain Shehu Shagari Way, the latest false claims designed to confuse the public and discourage participation. The protest date is sacrosanct. The movement is unstoppable. In another statement, Omiyele Sowore said, "I was deeply involved in the struggle for the validation of the June 12th election, and I remember vividly how the system operated back then, how they weaponized the judiciary to buy time, to deceive the public, and to justify injustice. They kept saying, Abiola's case is in court, using that as a shield for tyranny, until they eventually killed him a day before his supposed release. It was a well-orchestrated tragedy disguised as legal processes. Today, I see the same script being replayed with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the same manipulation, the same excuses, fake narrators, fake protesters, the same abuse of process. The language has not changed. Only the victims have. History is repeating itself before our eyes. And just as we fought to expose the truth then, we must do so now, before it's too late. The Nnamdi Kanu I saw in court on October 16th is very ill. We must rescue him before another citizen is sacrificed to the bloodthirsty Nigerian elite club. Punch.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.